Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mark, also known as Seagud, and thanks for joining in and checking out my albums for 2021. What can I say? This is my favorite time of year. I love it more than my birthday and Christmas, where I could just talk about albums that were released and I was attracted to. And God, man, this year raised the bar for music and definitely had me charge up for the year. Yeah, something like that. Over the years, I feel like my music taste has changed. The music's getting weirder,
heavier,
faster, louder, and abstract. And it sounds right to my mind, my ears, and my heart. Some of these albums, I did latch onto them very quick. I thought they were great within 1 to 2, 3 days. And then some of them, it took a while to get used to, or actually to try to understand. I'm no Metalhead Fantano and can definitely just think of a awesome album where this is the album of the year within a day or the first listen. So this is how it's gonna go. I selected 5 honorable mentions, and after that, I will go into my top 10 albums of 2021. So, saddle up, grab your beer, coffee, refreshment, and let's talk about my favorite albums of 2021. Here's my list. So, getting into my 5 honorable mentions. All right. First of all, where are all my favorite post-rock bands out? They came on albums and they didn't make the cut. If it was a top 30, maybe. But, Explosion in the Sky, Got Speech of Black Emperor, Mogwai, didn't make the cut. But someone who did was a band called Unwed Sailor. This is probably their 6th or 7th studio album, and they are post-rock pioneers. And I feel like they haven't made a good album in a long time, and they definitely came through. So it was a really cool album, and I loved it so much. Another album or band that came out with something new is a band called Our Place of Worship is Silence. Yeah, sounds very artsy. It's a long name band. And this album was called Disavowed and Left Hopeless. This album is just 2 guys just screaming over each other with loud guitar, fast blast beats, and it's a little bit of like black metal and death metal. And it was cool. I liked it. I definitely enjoyed it. Another band that came out with a new album is Sanguisugabogg with Torture Hole. Man, this is death metal that I rarely listen to. It's fat and nasty. It sounds like maybe a pig or someone throwing up, and it's just disgusting. It's really cool. So check that one out if you want. Another unique band is called The Flight of Sleipner with their album called Eventide. This is stoner doom, folk, black metal, all kinds of crazy elements to it. And it sounded very unique, creative, original. Very raw. Yeah, I love it a lot. Try checking that one out if you want. My last honorable mention is a band called Parannoul with the album To See the Next Part of the Dream. This is a Korean band, so I think all the lyrics are in Korean, and it was pretty cool. It had a lot of cool beats. It definitely reminded me of like a typical shoegaze band, and then it went into like indie rock like Block Party or Granddaddy, and it just was kind of artsy, abstract, and it was cool. So check that one out. But all right, so here we go. Going into my top 10 albums of 2021. All right, here we go. Coming in number 10 is a band called Panopticon with an album called Again Into the Light. Damn, this is a damn good album. Probably my favorite Panopticon album. I think this is their, 10th or 12th studio album. This is a wall of blast beats, at times very sludgy and doomy. A lot of the songs are pretty long, probably like over 7 minutes, each of them. I think the album's like 57 minutes. And yeah, it's chaos. There's some times where it's folky, and very calming, but then it definitely gets into the black post-metal elements, and it's just amazing, and it just takes you away. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I feel like this is like a new era of black metal, post-metal, all that cool shit together. And it kind of sounds like the singer is just like roaring in the air, and I feel like it's a robot that has a voice and thinks it's a Viking. But yeah, it's badass, it's cool, it's legit. I think anyone who wants to be involved with extreme music, check that album out. All right, coming in at number 9 is a band called Turnstile with the 4th or 5th studio album, Glow On. Yeah, I never listened to Turnstile. This is kind of new to me. I like hardcore, but I feel like this is a new kind of hardcore. To me, if I was to describe it, this is like hardcore / space dream punk. It's really cool, very catchy. I think they brought a lot of new creativity to the hardcore scene. A lot of cool sounds, great instrumentation. My favorite tracks are Mystery, I think Blackout. The last 2 tracks are amazing. I feel like there's a very dreamy track with a little bit of like hip hop rap, which sounds like Kid Cudi. And I think I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, it's definitely has a lot of spacey, dreamy elements with a lot of a fast texture and very hyped up. A lot of cool stage diving, man, all that good stuff. Like, it's really cool. This is a fun album to listen to from beginning to end. And if you have never listened to hardcore before, yeah, I recommend you get into this album because it's a blast. Cool kid shit, you know? Check that one out. All right, coming in at number 8 is a band called Moin, if I'm pronouncing that right, with their 2nd studio album called Moot. Now, this is music I do love. Like, I grew up listening to skateboard music, so it's a lot of instrumentals, post-rock. I feel like this is a 90s album. The sound texture to it, the quality of it, it definitely reminds me of bands like Tortoise, Old School Mogwai, Exhaust, Slint, and a softer Don Caballero. So yeah, it sounds very raw. There's a lot of sample tracks in it, like samplers, so you hear a lot of voices or recordings from a movie. And yeah, it sounds very artsy, abstract, and it makes a lot of sense with the rhythm and melody. And yeah, it sounds very cool. A lot of tight beats, a lot of cool, awesome guitar rhythm and guitar chords, power chords. And it's definitely like a hardcore post-punk album without any words. And yeah, I love it a lot. And I'm just glad that people are still making music like this. And yeah, it's very creative. And if you want to get into instrumental music, I recommend you listen to this album. So check it out. All right, coming in number 7 is a band called Doused with an album called Murmur. I don't really know much about this band. I never heard them before until I saw another band on another music resource, and I was going to check them out. I didn't like it, and so I linked down their Spotify link and saw other bands that sound like them, and that's when I found Doused. And man, this is an awesome band. It's probably my favorite shoegaze band ever. The beginning of the track definitely sounds like the outro or ending to my favorite 80s movie. And yeah, it's really cool. It has like very loud shoegaze rhythms, guitar tones. I feel like everyone loves a band called Nothing, and yeah, they're a great band, but I feel like this one is just as good. You know, I think Nothing's kind of like more in the hardcore scene of shoegaze, but this one is just more clean, crisp. The girl and the guy singing have really good shoegaze voices, and it just fits well. I love how there's a lot of interludes and outroludes of just like ambience of just shoegaze everything, man. Like, I'm going to use the word shoegaze a lot here, but yeah, this is my shoegaze album of the year. These guys are definitely underground. I have no idea who they're from. They seem very humble on their Instagram account. They're not rock stars or anything like that. So if you want to get into shoegaze, man, check this album out. You're going to love it. All right, coming in at number 6. Remember earlier I was talking about where all my post-rock bands at? Well, here's a badass post-rock band that definitely made a top 10 list. And this band is called Captains of Calais with Big Bully Busick dead at 63. Man, what can I say? This might be my favorite post-rock album of all time. Definitely in the top 10 probably of post-rock albums. I feel like they just cranked all the knobs up and just blast away. It's like an atomic beam going to the sky. But man, this is a very good album of all great post-rock elements. I feel like this band could definitely be bigger than all those post-rock heavy hitters that I want to like, but I just know that they're in the genre and everyone loves them, maybe except for me. Like, like Caspian or We Lost the Sea or Astronaut is a God is an Astronaut. So yeah, I think this band needs more recognition, and they are very low-key, very underground. Going to the album, the first track sounds very calming, very soothing. You start off with like Radiohead beats, and then you have a lot of good post-rock melody, tones, riffs. It's awesome. It's really cool, and I definitely feel like this was composed very well, like an orchestra. And then into the second track is probably my favorite post-rock song of all time. It's up there. It's just up there. I know I say all this post-rock, but man, this is up there. And this is like a oblivious post-rock championship winning song. And it just has great build-up, and it just makes you want to do better. And the last track is definitely a melodic. It takes a left turn, takes a right turn. It's pretty much everywhere, but I think it's better than a lot of other great post-rock albums. I'm not going to mention any names because people are going to think I'm crazy. But yeah, this was an amazing album. And kudos to these guys. I can't wait to they make another LP. Oh yeah, this one is considered a EP, but it's like 22 minutes long, so I consider it as an LP. I think any DIY band that I love always have albums between 20 and 30 minutes, so let's just call it an LP, and check it out. All right, coming in at number 5 is a band called Deafheaven. Man, I've been so ready to review this band. I'm probably not going to knock this out of the park, but I'll try. Yeah, so Deafheaven came out with a 5th studio album, and this one is called Infinite Granite. Yeah, this is a very cool album. Man, I can't say it's the best one, but Deafheaven is a black metal shoegaze post-rock band, mostly for being the pioneer of black metal shoegaze, but they definitely took a left turn of a new sound. So to me, this is more like, I think it's like future rock and more like post-rock melodies. And besides the black metal screams, they definitely have like a new wave singing. And I'm not really into new wave, but the singing is definitely unique and I never heard before. So it's really cool. My favorite tracks are Mombasa. It's like probably my favorite track. It starts off with cool acoustic post-rock riffs. And at the very end, probably the last 3 to 4 minutes, it gets into its black metal elements. It's like the only time this album has black metal in it. And it's the last like 4 minutes of the album. So it's like the closer of the album. And I feel like George, the singer in this track, he's just like screaming and like wind's going against him. He's like fighting against a hurricane. It's really cool. And the blast beats are amazing. The guitar riffs and guitar solos sound really cool and raw. But going back to the new sound of it, yeah, this is definitely like future space rock for me. And it's very unique. It's very creative. I feel like, man, probably a lot of people stepped away from this band because they don't sound like black metal. And I know they have always probably had a hard time with the black metal scene because it's a new genre of music. But yeah, if you are a fan of Deafheaven like me, and if you love this, man, kudos to you. You probably have creative ears and a creative mind. And yeah, it's an amazing album. It's hard to explain. Other favorite tracks are like Lament a Wasp. I do like In Blur. And also another cool track is Villain. That one's really cool. Man, they definitely did a great job putting this album together. I think there's a lot of creative parts in it. And, you know, very loud and fast songs. So this is a badass Deafheaven album, man. Like, just don't think of them as a black metal shoegaze band. They pretty much like outdid themselves. So kudos to them. I think they could probably make another good black metal post-rock or shoegaze album, kind of like Sunbather, or maybe a little more heavier like New Bermuda, because Mombasa was definitely heavy and raw, and they still got it in them. They're just being creative and being artists. Let them be, but check this album out. Coming in at number 4 is a band called Esoctrilihum with Dy'th Requiem for the Serpent, Telepath. Man, this is an insane album. This is French black metal. And this is where I come to the point where I tell myself, why do I even like this music? Like, this sounds crazy. Like, Mark, why do you listen to this music? Are you okay? Are you insane? Yeah, I'm okay. I love badass music. So, yeah, going to this album, man, this is definitely a new round for me. I feel like this will probably be my favorite metal album of all time. It will be in the top 5 or top 10. Yeah, very dark, very evil, very creepy. I feel like this band is playing in the cave. The voice of this guy sounds like a goblin with a beard, and his mouth is all like drooling with blood or something. And the guitar works are amazing. It's a nice brutal crunch to it. There's just like an airwave of blast beats all the time. Like, there's some sludgy, slow, doomy parts, but blast beats like 24/7. Just when you think the album's slowing down, more blast beats, blast beats, blast beats. And yeah, it's very creative, melodic, it's unique. Other things to explain about this album is it has like violins, viola, instruments of in the string family, synthesizers. Man, it's really cool. I can't really explain. It's kind of crazy. I don't have that kind of words to put this together, but yeah, it's definitely a new sound to me, and it definitely made a lot of sense once I got into this album. This album definitely took me like a week to get into. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, this is damn heavy. Like, I love it. And then within the next month, I was just like, this is a badass album. I don't know how I got into this album, but it's amazing. So check it out if you like. All right, coming in at number 3 is Portrayal of Guilt with their, I think their second studio album, We Are Always Alone. And they are awesome. They are like a black metal, screamo, hardcore band. And going back to the shirt here that I got it from a show in July in San Antonio, Texas. And yeah, they were just outstanding. They blew my mind. When I heard these tracks from this album, it made me love the album even more seeing this live. So yeah, this is why it got to my number 3 pick, because I think this is a very unique band. I think they're coming up. They're going to be the greatest thing in my life. I feel like there's always those bands where I'm like, oh yeah, I like this band within 10 years. Oh yeah, the next 10 years, yeah, this is my band. I think Portrayal Guilt's going to get there. Yeah, what I can say about this album is that, man, it's very dark, it's fast, it's brutal, punishing, ferocious. I think the singing is just great. The guy who screams sounds like a mountain lion. He's very intense, and he plays guitar at the same time. And the sound quality in this album, man, whoever was the sound engineer, badass. Kudos to him, man. It just sounds amazing. And yeah, this is a very heavy album. I mean, like the guitar tones, the drum tones, and the bass, like they have everything going for them. And oh yeah, they're from Austin, Texas, just down the road from me because I'm from San Antonio. But yeah, I can't say much more about this band because they're so amazing. I feel like when I'm a fanboy and I love this band, I'm speechless, you know? So yeah, this is my number 3 pick. They have a sick ass drummer. He makes drumming look easy, but he's wailing on those drums, dude. Badass. Check out Portrayal of Guilt. Check this album out. All right, we're almost there. Almost done. Okay, coming in at number 2 is another Austin, Texas band called Glassing with their 3rd studio album, Twin Dreams. Man, I never thought this band would outdo themselves, because their last album in 2019, which was called Spotted Horse, it was I thought it was a masterpiece. It was really good. But this is a beast album, and they definitely outdid themselves. And yeah, what I can say about this band is that they do have doom and sludgy moments in this album, because I think they're more of like a hardcore black metal and post-rock band, which I love. And yeah, I feel like this album could sound very bone-crushing, barbaric. The drummer's just wailing his snare and other drums that makes it sound barbaric or Viking. And the blast beats are pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of black metal elements where it just sounds very mighty. And yeah, it's pretty intense. It's raw. There's a lot of melodic parts. And I think when it gets down to the post-rock parts, like it sounds like This Will Destroy You, which one of my favorite post-rock bands. And yeah, it's everywhere. This is definitely a masterpiece. Like I said, I thought Spotted Horse was good, and they definitely, you know, raised the bar and they cranked it up, and they just went to the next gear. So I cannot wait to see what they're going to do next. And these guys seem very nice and humble. The main singer is from San Antonio, and yeah, can't say more about Glassing. Check out their album, Twin Dreams. Okay, here we are, the bottom line. If you know me well, then you were probably stalking me, because I feel like I didn't share this album that much. And yeah, this is a band called Fiddlehead with Between the Richness. And And yeah, this is a post-hardcore, maybe / emo band. The singer is named Pat Flynn. He is from other multiple musical hardcore acts like Have Heart, which I never got into. But yeah, man, I don't know how I like this album, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is an album that's like old school hardcore, 1990, maybe late 1990s, and I kind of just passed it by. But just hearing out other music resources and other people who were hyping this album up, I was like, okay, I'm missing something here, and I'll check it out. So yeah, 3 months after the album came out, that's when I knew, like, yeah, this is going to be my #1 album of the year, because there's a lot of great things about it, and this is what I have to say about it. So yeah, Pat Flynn from Have Heart. They didn't listen to that kind of hardcore, but this music with Fiddlehead definitely sounds great. And I think I could relate to this album because it talks about growing up, talks about love, talks about sorrow, and all kinds of other stuff. So I just felt like this album was made for me. But come on, we all know it's made for everyone else too. And yeah, I feel like a lot of tracks of this album brought other kinds of bands into this album, that sound similar. Like a track called Eternal You, it definitely sounded like Sparta to me, Sparta from At the Drive-In. And then also hearing a track called Down University, which is a fun track. I think it's their #1 single on this album. There's some background vocals that sounds like Eric Melvin for NoFX. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then another track called When I Get My Mind Right, or Get My Mind Right. I felt like I heard vocals from Japan Droids, and I thought that was really cool too. So I was just like, man, this sounds really cool, because I feel like they brought other elements of bands into here. But yeah, there's just more to this album. Like the opener track, oh my gosh, it gives me goosebumps, so much emotions. And then how it transitions into the next track, very hardcore to me. I could definitely see myself moshing or stage diving or body surfing to this song. And yeah, if this band comes to San Antonio or Austin, if I have time, I'm going to be there. Also great things about this album, I think, man, they definitely did a good job with the guitar works, the guitar tones. It just sounds very crisp and clean and raw. And man, I just love the singing from Pat Flynn in this album. Like, he just did everything right. Like I said, being #1, it's always kind of hard for me to explain why this is #1. But yeah, I think I just explained it earlier. But no, I just want to thank all the music resources that convinced me or encouraged me to like this album, because I don't know, it was probably going to be my #1 album, probably Twin Dreams or something like that. But no, I'm glad this is it, because I do like post-hardcore. Like, Touche Amore is my favorite post-hardcore band. There's other post-hardcore bands. But yeah, this was a damn good album, and it definitely gave me the goosebumps. There's some times I wanted to tear up. Definitely good when I was running and training for my marathon. Hyped me up. Made me believe in myself. Really, really good. So it's not too late. I think we're in the middle of December. Catch that album. Let me know what you think. But yeah, that concludes my favorite albums of 2021. So please share your favorite albums in the comments below. Let me know. Take care, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas, and have a new year. And Godspeed to the year 2022.